Yo, what's up guys? And today we're going to be continuing our Manchester United career mode in season 2 and 3. So, let's get started. Okay, so for the 2026-27 season, we need some upgrades in these positions. And I believe this starting 11 is pretty solid. We need a new right back, but I think Dalot won't be sold. He'll be on the bench. Tchouaméni and Santos, I like this partnership. I think he'll give us one more season, and then I'm going to put Spence on the bench because I want a new left back to replace Luke Shaw. We need a whole new bench practically. The only one I'm keeping is Ahmad Dalit and Tielemans maybe, but I might keep Højlund. Selling Sancho. Okay, this is the official transfer list. As I said, I've told you which ones I want to sell and loan, but I'm just giving you the official parts. And for the 2026-27 season, we have 435 mil to spend on this team to hopefully win the Prem this season instead of a little Europa League trophy. We want an actual European trophy or actual major trophy, and I class the major trophies as the Prem or the Champions League since we did qualify with 2 ways. Okay, so at the end of the season, the biggest transfer was Youri Tielemans going to Bournemouth from Manchester United for 110 million euros. And let's just look at our transfers. Obviously, Youri Tielemans, but our biggest transfer coming in to the club was Bruno Guimaraes and Alvaro Carreras for 70 million. And we ended up selling Matheus de Ligt for 60 mil on deadline day in January. And we also signed Eberechi Eze for 60 mil, Goncalo Inacio for 55 mil, Jadon Sancho to Real Madrid for 45 mil, for Manu Kone for also 45 mil. And then we sold Rasmus Højlund, managing to get 45 mil out of Bayern. And then Marcus Rashford we sold for 45 mil. Lewandowski we got for 40 mil. And then Kim Min-jae we sold for 40 mil. So that's 15 mil profit. And then Mateta was brought in for 35 mil. As well as Emi Martinez sold for 35 mil. As Daniel Munoz was bought for 30 mil. As Mazraoui was sold for 30 mil. As João Gomez was brought for 30 mil, as Mason Mount was brought out for around 25 mil to 30 mil. Luke Shaw was sold for 15 mil. We only got 10 mil out of Harry Maguire. Ethan Wheatley sold for 3 mil. Devane for 2.3 mil to Cardiff City, as well as Daniel Gore for 2.2 mil. Ethan Williams was sold for 2 mil. Scallon was sold for 1.8 mil. Kone was sold for 1.5 mil. Bian Cherry was sold for 1.4 mil. Ennis was sold for 1 mil. And these are the players we ended up loaning out. So this was our team at the end of the season. And it seems Cunha did grow quite a bit. And so did Mbeumo, up to an 89 rated. One behind Bruno Fernandes at 90 rated at the age of 32. And Sesko, 84 rated. Not quite my goal. I wanted him to get 85 or 86 rated. But it's good enough because he did get a good season, which I'll show you in the next clip. Munoz did pretty well. Andreas Santos all the way to an 87 rated at the age of only 23. Then I did change Eze to a left wing after buying him. Amad Diallo was one of my star bench players. And my top scorer was Benjamin Sesko with 29 goals and 8 assists. 21 goals in the Prem and 8 assists. As in Mbeumo at 89 rated was behind him in goals and assists. Cunha had a solid season with 22 goals and 5 assists. Bruno had an improved season, but not as good as IRL, breaking the assist record. But still, 14 assists in the Prem is pretty good, and 16 assists across all competitions, as well as 17 goals. It's pretty good. However, I wanted a bit of a boost. He doesn't even have as much GA across all competitions compared to the Man United season where we came 15th. Now, Ahmad, this was one of my star bench players because I played him in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Always simmed it. He got 3 goals in 3 matches in the FA Cup and 3 goals in 2 matches in the Carabao Cup. And Andres Santos deserved that +3 with 18 GA. He could have done a bit better, but you know, it's fine because he is a defensive midfielder with 18 GA, which is not his job to score or assist usually. Okay, now, did we win the Premier League? Come on. No, we came second as Manchester City win the 2026-27 Premier League with 93 points, 10 points clear of us, Manchester United. And the top scorer was Erling Haaland with 24 goals, João Pedro close behind with 22 goals, and Benjamin Sesko with 21 goals being our highest Premier League goal scorer, and Mbeumo with 18 goals, and Martinelli with 20 goals. This guy's revived his career from Arsenal because IRL, I don't really rate him. And Bruno Fernandes, of course, got the top assister in the Premier League with 14 assists, as Martin Odegaard also got a revive of a season, and Zubimendi got a bit of a revive season, with both being 12 and 10 assists, 4 and 2 assists away from Bruno. And David Raya, of course, got another Premier League Golden Glove with 12 clean sheets, but sharing it with Liverpool's Mamardashvili, who also got 12 clean sheets. And Sene Lammens came third with 10 clean sheets, 2 away from David Raya and Mamardashvili. I did say third even though he's fourth in this list because he's tied with Donnarumma, so they're technically both third. Okay, did we win the FA Cup? Yes, we did! We won the Emirates FA Cup 2026-27 after beating Manchester City 3-1. But how good was the run? So we beat Portsmouth 2-1. We beat Aston Villa 2-1. Then we beat Fulham 2-1. And then we beat Southampton 3-1. I thought we were going 2-1 again. It seems that we're always conceding that one goal. But then, attacking-wise, we're fine. But maybe defensively, because throughout this entire Emirates FA Cup so far, we've conceded one goal, even in the final. So I mean, we conceded 2 against Brighton, eventually winning 3-2 as Manchester City beat Liverpool 2-1. And the Carabao Cup, we won the double, guys! The 2026-27 Carabao Cup belongs to us after beating Manchester City yet again 3-1. And we beat Arsenal, barely scraping by them after winning 4-3 on pens after drawing 5-5 on aggregate, as Manchester City beat Liverpool 5-3 on aggregate. And we did beat Southampton 3-1, just like the FA Cup. We beat Burnley 3-1. And then beat Luton Town 2-0. Glad we didn't concede one goal against them. And we ended up winning the UEFA Super Cup 2026 after beating Arsenal 4-2 on pens after drawing 2-2. And it was Borussia Dortmund who won the 2026-27 UEFA Champions League after beating Barcelona 2-0. But the fact is, we got knocked out in the group stage, coming 25th, 1 point away from 24th of Slavia Praha. I can't believe this. We didn't even make top 24. That means no playoffs, see? And no round of 16. I don't know how this has happened. 5 losses. There's definitely a defensive issue as we conceded 16 goals. But scored 12. And the top scorers were Cody Gakpo, Rafinha and Kvaratskhelia with 11 goals each, sharing the Champions League Golden Boot. I want to see if we're actually on here since we've got a knocked out group. No, we're not there. And Chukwuemeka, he always does well good in these Champions League stats thing, always getting the top assister at least once. And this time he got 8 assists to win it. And let's see if we're on it. We are not on this. Okay, did we at least get in this Champions League Golden Glove contenders? And it was Mike Maignan who won it with 6 clean sheets. And we didn't get anything on the stats board. So this was a terrible season in the Champions League. I think it's defensively. We need to get some reinforcements. Probably for the bench, because it probably Tom Heaton playing. Okay, for the 2027-28 season, we need some reinforcements in the back. Obviously, defensively, we weren't great. And I think I'm going to sell Munoz, Dalot, Martinez, maybe Spence. I'm going to sell Mateta because he's 30. Maybe João Gomez for a bit of an upgrade on the bench. I'm sorry, Bruno. You're 32. I think it's time to go IRL. I would not sell you at 32. But in career mode, it's only downhill from the age of 32 and onwards. Don't worry guys, I will use Menu in the later seasons. It's just right now I still want to develop him so he's at his absolute peak, so then he can actually get a starting spot above Tchouaméni and Andre Santos, who are dominating this midfield. So Diego Costa is one of my main transfer targets this season, and I'm thinking of signing a Jared Branthwaite after selling Lissandro for backup. Then Lewis Hall is our dream left back signing, and then probably change Diouf to another right back so then he can be backup to Coyote, who's going to be my starter right back. And I'm going to buy Camavinga, change him to that CDM role because I think he'll really suit our team, especially on the bench just behind them, because that's kind of his role at Real Madrid. Because I'm thinking of changing Eze to a cam so we can back up Cole Palmer, Bruno's career mode replacement, and Goncalo Ramos is probably going to be my bench striker after we sell Mateta. And we have 405 million in the budget to spend on this team to hopefully win the treble and fix our problems from last season. Okay, so the biggest transfer of the 2027-28 transfer window was Bruno Fernandes leaving Manchester United to Arsenal for 165 million, meaning that is our top sale, probably of all time. And our biggest transfer coming in is Cole Palmer as his replacement for 145 mil. Diego Costa went for 80 million, Lewis Hall went for 75 mil, and Manu Kone went for 75 mil. Camavinga came for 65 mil, Coyote 60 mil, Branthwaite came for 55 mil, Spence got shipped out of the club for 50 mil, whereas Jean-Philippe Mateta was sold to Aston Villa for 50 million, which is surprising because he was a bench player and not even 83 rated. Diouf was bought for 45 mil, Somerville for 40 mil, Lisandro Martinez for 40 mil, Daniel Munoz was sold for 35 mil, as well as João Gomez, as Goncalo Ramos was signed with that 35 mil. Diego Dalot was sold for 20 mil, quite a long stint with Manchester United. And we loaned out Lenny Yoro, Chido Ope, Kobe Manu, Aidan Heaven, Tyler Fredrickson, and Patrick Dorgu. And these guys, probably all of them, will be in my team for the final season. And this was our team for the end of the 2027-28 season, with Sesko getting up to an 86 rated, however not as expected, because I believe in the first season he should have got to this 85 rated, and then he should be an 87 or 88. But that's okay, because he did get benched by Lewandowski, which was not part of my plan. Lewis Hall got benched by Carreras, it seems, as Carreras went to an 88 rated, and Lewis Hall only to an 86. Inacio not growing well, it seems. Same with Gehi, only an 86 rated. Normally when I do career modes, he either barely grows across seasons or just grows to that 90 rating like almost straight away, practically. And Mbuemo and Cole Palmer hit that 90 rated, with Santos almost there, as well as Cunha. And Tchouaméni, he didn't grow this season, but that's okay. And for our bench, it doesn't look very well. Neither does the team with all this morale. So I have a feeling we've not done that well this season. But let's not make assumptions yet until we actually look. Now for the team stats, Mateus Cunha got 31 goals and 14 assists, being our top goal scorer, assister, and GA person or player. Brian Mbeumo got 24 goals and 6 assists, as Benjamin Sesko got 23 goals and 5 assists. Cole Palmer got 14 goals and 6 assists, as Andre Santos got 4 goals but 12 assists. And it seems he's doing very well in that deep line playmaker, as he's getting quite a lot of assists. Maybe he might get as much as Bruno. Okay, Wolves, West Ham and Sunderland got relegated in the Premier League, and then Burnley came 17th. Aston Villa got a surprise 13th. Spurs and Chelsea got a surprise 10th and 9th, as Bournemouth and Crystal Palace above them. However, did we make top 6? Yes, we did. Did we make top 5? Yes, we did. We made Champions League, guys. So, did we win the Premier League? So, we're not 4th or 3rd. But we came 2nd as Manchester City win the 2027-28 Premier League with 91 points, 8 points clear of us, Manchester United. And Phil Foden got the Premier League Golden Boot with 26 goals, as Nick Woltemade had a redemption season with 23 goals. Erling Haaland surprisingly came third with only 22 goals. And Matheus Cunha got 20 goals. And Brian Mbeumo got 18. Underwhelming, as he did tie with players like Noni Madueke and Moises Kean, who he should be above. Anyways, of course, André Santos, after his great season, won the Premier League top assister, as Matheus Cunha was close behind with 1 assist away. Solakis from Everton, sorry for the pronunciation, he won the Premier League Golden Glove with 10 clean sheets, as Lamens only got 7 clean sheets. Now for the FA Community Shield 2027, we lost to Manchester City 2-1 in the final. And we got knocked out in the 2027-28 Emirates FA Cup in round 3, losing to Arsenal 2-1. However, they did become the eventual winners after beating Manchester City 16-15 on pens after drawing 1-1, meaning they carry that 2027-28 Emirates FA Cup in their trophy cabinet. And again, in the 2027-28 Carabao Cup, we got knocked out in round 3 to Newcastle after the barely scraped by us 1-0. And it was Manchester City who ended up winning the 2027-28 Carabao Cup after destroying Nottingham Forest 3-0 in the final. Okay, so far, this has been a very underwhelming season. However, the Champions League might cover it all. But first, did we come top 24? Yes, we did. We've made playoffs, but did we get past that? After all, our last Champions League season, I think it was, we came 25th. So it'll be a real redemption season. We made top 8! Come on, guys. And we came 6th with 16 points. As Real Madrid, of course, the kings of the Champions League, came first. And Arsenal beat Ajax, destroying them 4-1. Barcelona destroyed FC Porto 6-2. Liverpool beat Dynamo Kiev 4-2 on aggregate. And PSG barely scraped by Galatasaray 2-1. As Manchester City destroy FC Midtjylland, I think that's how you say it, sorry for the pronunciation, 5-1 in the second leg, meaning they won 8-2 on aggregate, as Monaco made a 3-0 comeback against Bayer Leverkusen after losing the first leg 2-1. And in the round of 16, we beat Feyenoord 4-3, as Inter Milan made a 3-0 comeback against Real Madrid after losing the first leg 1-0. And Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid 5-3 in aggregate, as Manchester City beat Juve 7-4 in aggregate. In the quarterfinals, we beat Bayern Munich 4-2. In the semi-finals, we beat Manchester City 2-0, barely scraping by each leg 1-0, as Liverpool beat Arsenal 5-2 in aggregate, meaning we will face them in the final. And we won the 2027-28 UEFA Champions League after beating Liverpool 2-1. And it was Bukayo Saka who ended up with the Champions League top scorer with 11 goals, as Matheus Cunha ended up with 9, and Mo Salah, at 81 rated, got 9 goals. And Julian Brandt got the Champions League top assister with 6 assists, as Cole Palmer was 1 assist away with 5. And it was Senne Lammens who won the Champions League Golden Glove with 5 clean sheets in only 15 appearances. I wish he could do that in the Prem. Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your ideas and thoughts on the video. And can you let me know whether this was a success of a season? So until next time, whether it's in 2 weeks or tomorrow, bye guys, and see you then.